For many families across Nigeria, kidnapping has meant sleepless nights, empty savings, broken livelihoods, and in some cases, lives lost. What was once a rare crime has grown into a thriving business for criminals, leaving communities in fear and uncertainty. It is in a move to confront this painful reality that the Nigeria Police Trust Fund organized a refresher training program to better equip personnel with the skills needed to curtail the menace.
The courses or the training that is currently going on is matters in kidnapping, hostages and negotiations. These are currently the things that we have going on currently in our country. So we have to look for how we can actually equip our police officers for them to be able to handle this modern problems, on these current problems that we have. So it's more about giving them and making them up to speed, capacity building of the current officers. So that is what you can see that we are doing. And this is going on nationwide. We're picking different topics and things that are currently being affected in our nation and how we can help the security architecture in training our officers to be well equipped to be able to give out and discharge their duties as police officers well.
We are here to train our police officers on how to apply modern techniques, which psychological approaches as one of it, because criminality in society is carried out by human beings. And for you to take care of human beings, you need to understand how humans behave. And using both the police professional techniques and psychological aspect of human behavior, we are able to figure out appropriate techniques that our police officers can use to achieve contemporary approaches towards solving the volatile security nature of the country.
The refresher course will focus on tactical response, negotiation skills, intelligence-driven operations, and the safe rescue of victims without loss of lives. Officials noted that the initiative is part of a broader nationwide capacity-building effort aimed at improving the effectiveness, professionalism, and confidence of the Nigeria Police Force in tackling complex crimes. Ihotu Odo, Arise News.
Right, Force spokesman CSP Benjamin Hundeyin joins us in the studio to look at the new initiatives and strategies deployed by the police to address insecurity in Nigeria. Thank you very much for joining us. Good to have you.
Thank you
on Newsnight tonight. In recent times, if not for a long time, many analysts have been asking why the Nigeria police is not at the forefront of tackling internal security challenges in the country. That the police has been taking a back seat, to a very large extent, allowing the military to be overstretched. Let's start from there before we talk about the training that seems to be going on now to equip the police.
Thank you very much. So security is actually everyone's business. Security is actually a collective responsibility. So security business in Nigeria is being handled by the police in synergy, in collaboration with other security agencies. A case in point would be the recent operation we had in Kogi State, where the police, alongside the military, engaged bandits in their enclave. And you could see from that operation that the police actually provided air support with our police helicopters, and were able to kill, neutralize quite a number of these terrorists. We're also able to arrest a number of them and secure the release of quite a number of hostages. So the point is, it's a collective responsibility. At no point has the police abdicated its responsibility. Instead, what we can see is working with everyone, not just even uniformed agencies. We even work with the populace. We encourage people to work with the police to achieve better security.
Well, let me thank the women and men of the Nigeria Police Force who, attempt to keep us safe. But may I also say, looking at the figures you have given over that recent ongoing joint operation in Kwara and Kogi State, you say 129 suspected terrorists have been arrested. 55 neutralized, and over 300 hostages rescued. And a security consultant sat where in that same chair you are now, and I'm sorry for this background because it's very important. And he said yesterday that as a security consultant, he cannot recall the last time he saw the Nigeria police helicopter deployed. So the obvious question to many Nigerians is, where has this police been? Where has this Nigeria police force that is in Kwara and
has an
Kogi?
air wing.
Exactly. Where has it been all this while? And if you can just highlight the challenges, because there must be challenges. What are the challenges you're facing?
Well, first, I would say that these helicopters were not just parked somewhere. They've been in use. In fact, they've always been in support operations in the Northeast. Our police helicopters are always there in the Northeast. Also, in other parts of the country, they've always been in use. So, for those who know, I'm sure your reporters also know. Sometimes they join in our operations. We airlift them. So these helicopters have always been in use. And also, well, if you want me to be specific about challenges,
Yes.
Definitely, it's cost. What's the word? It is very costly to operate this thing.
It's cost effective, yeah.
Yeah, so it's very costly, to fuel it is not like your car that you could get a full tank with 70,000 naira. You need more of that. But that notwithstanding, we make very judicious use of the resources available to us. But we would like to point out that the successes recorded in Kogi is a pointer to the fact that with more resources, then definitely we'll get more success. But to answer your question simply, the helicopters have always been there. The machine guns you can see, or you could see mounted in those helicopters, have always been there. Now, somebody was asking, why did the police just wake up? Where have you been?
Yeah, that's the question. That's the question.
Yes, and I would say that following the dislodgement of some of these terrorists from the Northeast, moving down to the North Central, yes, it took quite some time to really study their pattern, gather intelligence on their location, their movements, share this intelligence with sister security agencies, come together to plan. This operation has been in the planning stage for quite a long time because we wanted to record zero casualty on the part of security agencies, which we succeeded at doing. So it's not like we've been hibernating, we've been working. It's just a good thing that now we can see the dividends of the work that has been going on in the background all this while.
Okay, it's good to know that you've not been hibernating, but I'd like to get your reaction to the ex-Chief of Army Staff, Borotai, who says the Nigeria police is being weakened in its capacity to tackle internal security, again, because of, military involvement.
Well,
still talk about that. To what extent, really, has the police been weakened? And what needs to be done to strengthen the police in every ramification, whether you're talking about police welfare, recruitment of 50,000. I would like you to also tell us where that is at now. Have the recruitments, started? What stage it is at? What needs to be done to strengthen the Nigeria police to address some of these challenges that you talk about?
Thank you very much. If you say something is 100%, and the other percent is being distributed between component parts. So trust me, if one part is having more, then definitely it's being taken from the other parts because we cannot have more than 100. I don't know if you get my logic.
I do. Robbing Peter to pay Paul, you cannot.
So if somebody is getting less, then somebody is getting more. And if somebody is getting more, then somebody is getting less. So what do we really need for the police to improve? Trust me, funding, better funding. And the government has come to our rescue in that regard by creating the Police Trust Fund. The Police Trust Fund is created mainly to get the much required funds that will be put in the police for resources, for equipment, and for training. And the Police Trust Fund is doing a great job at that. Procurement processes are ongoing so that what we need will be given to us. And for the recruitment of 50,000, yes, it's ongoing. The application is ongoing now. And once the application closes, then the screening would start and qualified candidates will be sent to various police training institutions across the country for their training, after which they will join us in the field to to add to security in our country.
Is it just funding that the Nigeria police needs? If it gets all the money it requires today, will that change the issue of maybe morale in the police? And I want you to address the issue of the weakness or the weakening of the Nigeria police in the war against internal.
Well, I don't know what you exactly mean by weakening. What I would rather acknowledge and say is that we could do with more resources. We could do with more resources. So imagine having that same helicopter per state. You can imagine what that will do if we had that per state.
Per state?
Yes, you can imagine what that will do. Right now, I can confirm that we don't have up to 5 helicopters in our air wing that are functional. It's very expensive.
In all of the Nigeria police
Yes,
in the country?
yes. And these civil aviation rules require that every, I don't know the figure, but after some hours, you have to take it for some check, for some, maintenance, and you have to fly it out of the country to do that. Some of this maintenance are not done here. Very expensive. You're paying thousands of dollars. So if the funding is there, it will solve lots and lots of the problems. The resources would be available. Then we'll be able to boast of 1 patrol vehicle per station. Right now, we can't boast of that. That's 1 patrol vehicle per station. We cannot boast of that. But if we have that, and we have many other resources, we also have maybe CCTV cameras in strategic locations. We can look back that, oh, this woman that was kidnapped by one chance robbers, let's go back to the bus stop and see at what point, and zoom into,
That partly answers my next question, and that's very important. Technology, CCTV you mentioned. But I want to return to the issue of kidnappings, particularly as we're seeing these numbers you're mentioning from Kogi and Kwara. The issue of ransom for kidnapping has become very rampant, and the recurring question Nigerians are asking is, how come the police is unable to trace this calls for ransom? How come they go undetected? Beyond this operation in Obajana and North Central that we are seeing, are there efforts to identify financiers, negotiators, those who aid and abet kidnapping for ransom with this arrest you have made? And of course, the issue of one chance in Abuja. Speak to those very quickly.
Well, thank you very much. Whenever we carry out investigations that border around kidnapping, yes, it's always holistic. We also want to know the financiers, the people that are behind it. I don't want to go into many details, but I can tell you that sometimes the calls that are made for ransom are made thousands of kilometers away from where the kidnapping actually took place. For example, somebody was kidnapped in Edo State. The call for ransom is being made from somewhere in Kogi.
Well, it's within Nigeria.
Yes, but within Nigeria. So some people feel like, oh, just trace the call and just bombard that place. There are 2 different places. I don't want to go into too many technicalities, but we often encounter some of these challenges. In Kogi, some of these bandits that were arrested were found with walkie-talkies. Like they were communicating in real time and were observing the security agencies too. So the investigation is always holistic. And the second part you talked about, the one chance situation in Abuja. Yeah, the Commissioner of Police in Abuja, in FCT, addressed the media a couple of days back, talking about achievements that have been made in the fight against one chance. And we arrested the gang behind the murder of that lawyer recently. In fact, the phone was recovered where it was sold, and yes, so we are working a lot in that regard, and we also advise Nigerians. You see, security is everybody's business. They also need to be security conscious, be careful of where they bought vehicles from, so that they can even reduce the possibility of one chance robberies taking place.
All right. Benjamin Hundeyin, CSP, Police Public Relations Officer, thank you very much for joining us on Newsnight. Please come again, because there's a whole lot more to discuss with you.
Thank you.